The Road. I made a film about it. Much later, I recreated it. Summer 1969, Belfast. We are at the dark end of a narrow, short hallway. A woman beyond the gate has stopped and is speaking to my mother. My mother, stalwart at the door, waits. The woman says, "Oh, this is awful, terrible. Things were all right before, weren't they? Before all this began." But I knew the truth. My mother too. Have you ever heard thrones fall? When the mighty are cast down, the thrones topple in their wake. It should be thrilling, and yet there is no sound, like a silent film. For how could there be sound? It is a soundless fall, or sounds like awe, and awe is a soundless thing. What did she want us to say, that woman? Did she want us to tell her, "Oh, you have no guilt. We'll be more than kind now that our day has come. We'll see you right"? She moved on. I went into the street. The sky, where the sunset should have been, was a weird orange rose colour, and a tree of smoke had risen, was rising, crawling upward against it. Something huge was burning, the city west of us. When you've seen a city burning, your own city, how do you respond to that? I grew up in Belfast during the Troubles, and I saw my city burn. Every value, every relationship is put to the test. My stories are about people reaching that kind of threshold where everything has changed and they've got to decide what the next step is. The widow of a bus driver killed by COVID, a terrorist who's ambushed by falling in love, a clergyman who realises that his ministry has been driven by vanity and not by faith. Everything has changed, and they ask themselves, how am I going to live in this new now, wherever it is they live? The north coast of County Antrim holds a special place in my writing. This is where my father's family comes from. It's at the very edge of Ireland. In my stories, characters are pushed to their edge, and the edge can be a dangerous place. But this is also a place of peace for me, where I can reflect on other places that inspire me. Wales, where I've lived much of my adult life, is the setting for many of the stories. And Italy, whose language and culture I've come to love, is the location for others. It takes time to weigh up the fragments of experience to see how they fit together into something coherent. In A City Burning, my characters are trying to make sense of crises in their personal lives or in the societies around them. But it's that moment of choosing, of how we react when everything we've been sure of is burning. That's what my collection explores.